All right, guys, it is Raid Shadow Legends Christmas. Honestly, it is. I've only been back in the game for about 2.5 months now, so I don't know if they've done this before, but we have a free gear removal. Yes, I've experienced that before, but never for 2 freaking weeks, man. So for 2 weeks, all of us, and for some of you that only play Raid for the first time, will be experiencing what it's like to play a normal game. The whole extremely high prices to move your gear around and equip and unequip and re-equip units in this game really changes the way you can play this game, and frankly puts a limit on how much I can enjoy it. I always want to be experimenting and testing out different builds, moving my gear around, and that is just not an option unless some Christmassy event like this happens. So a big thank you to Plarium for doing this. As part of the ongoing Community Week celebrations, they are reducing the amount of silver it takes to swap artifacts and accessories by 100%. It is totally free for 2 entire weeks, from April the 21st today until Cinco de Mayo 5/5, which is kind of a crazy thing, because if you guys didn't know, I'll show you right now. I am hosting right now. It's too late for you guys to sign up, unfortunately, but if you already signed up, this is going to be a lot of fun. A Faction Wars challenge. This is how many stars can you get over just over 2 weeks, like 16 days. I arbitrarily decided I would have it end on Cinco de Mayo 5/5, kind of for fun, because people are often struggling when I use the American date or the European date, vice versa, different people misunderstanding it. So I thought 5/5, month, date, date, month. It's the same thing. It will be easy for everyone to understand. And once you know it, that is the duration of this 2 free week gear removal, which is just phenomenal. The winner, by the way, if you didn't know, will get $50 straight out of my sweet little pocket. This is pretty awesome. So I wanted to comment on this event, but mostly give you some tips for how to make best use of this event and of this really fun period where you actually get to play the game the way I think a lot of us always want to play it. So I've got 4 tips for you here. Number one, and most important by a mile, is Faction Wars. So obviously, if you already have your Lydia and you're just waiting for hard Faction Wars, this is not relevant to you. But the free gear removal will allow so many people to push farther than they should by a lot. Like, you'll have no business pushing as far as you will be able to push now, but because you can just freely swap your best gear onto whatever faction you want to push every single day, you are going to surge in the amount of stars you can earn and the amount of progress you can make here. So let me use a couple examples, right? If we go to Dark Elves, right, I'm missing 3 stars on a lot of stages that I can really easily clear. Look at this. I clear this in 23 seconds, but I can't 3-star it because I don't have any Dark Elves. I've got my Kale here at 6 stars. Then I've got Coldheart, who I'm about to 5-star today. And then I have an unascended 4-star Deerendil. Everyone else, it's like a random Kale at 3 stars and a random Spirit Host at 3 stars. I've got some fodder options here, blah, blah, blah. Because of the free gear removal, I need to make 5-star chickens anyway. I can take this Eviscerator and this Retainer, these 2 chickens there, make them 5 stars, just throw some tanky gear on there so they don't die, and all of a sudden, I'm going to be able to do 5 champions, no losses. My Kale's already in good gear, but I could put him in Alice's gear or Sun Wukong's gear, and he's going to do way better, so maybe we push a little higher. Same thing for Coldheart. I can get her tanky, get the crit cap, get the accuracy high, crit damage to the moon, stuff I can't really afford to do without being able to freely move my gear around. So we'll bring her to 5 stars, bring her to 50, do some cool stuff. Finally, my Deerendil is not wearing anything. He's no good at all. If I can get him to 3 stars of Ascension, which I'll do today, and put some random gear on him, at the very least, we will get 3 stars on 10, 11, 12, and 13. I would like to think we'll get 14 too. That is all enabled by the free gear removal period, the next 2 weeks being live. Same thing with Barbarians, right? I don't have much going on here at all. I've got my Maeve, who's quite good. Then I've got this random Aina. This is the team I was running. I've got my 5-star Soulbound Boyer, and she's got this amazing A1 here, the AoE, so that's going to help us a ton. It's not really enough, though, without the best gear on my account. But I can put the best gear on my account on her now, so I can just spam that A1 over and over. Or maybe I put a stun set on her and we just rip this over and over for RNG. Or I put a stun set on one of these other guys. There's a lot of really cool things you can do. So these are two of like my mid factions, maybe even my lesser factions. Imagine if, like for me, Sacred Order came up. This is an amazing faction for me. But for me, it's just Alice, Deacon, and 3 scrubs. However, if I get my Alice and Deacon juiced up as much as possible, and I haven't even tweaked my Alice build in a while, I know it can be stronger, but I was waiting for an event like this. I was thinking it would be a 3 or 4 day event, not a 2-week long event, but because of that, I can take my Alice to her new max potential, I'll get my Deacon juiced up, and then those other 3 units, maybe I put one of them with the highest base HP in a bolster set, and then the other 2 just enough HP that they don't die. We should see ourselves soaring a lot higher than 44 stars. So you can kind of think through it and make a plan in your head. You know, dwarves over here, that's my best faction. That's really nice, but not every other faction's like that, where I've got 5 solid units. Now I can start putting gear left, right, and center, and I can make a big, proper push, as can you guys. So do not sleep on the immense quality that this event brings. You know, some of these crypts take a while to open up. You can see I got to wait 11 days for orcs. I got to wait 10 days for high elves, 9 days for Sacred Order. But over the next 2 weeks, everyone will open up at least once, and you can make a big push. So please, please do that. That is tip number 1. The next 2 are pretty simple. Cursed City is just impossible for a young account. You don't have like random HP heroes from specific factions or support hero only champions from specific factions, so on and so on. So you can't afford to just build random crappy champs. But when you can move the gear around, all of a sudden you can do that. You can afford it because it's free and you can make a big push. So a lot of places you've been stuck, maybe you'll no longer be stuck. This Bommel over here with this weird selection, if I put my best gear on these guys, I'm going to clear this Bommel and I can unlock this whole other section of the map. You guys can do stuff like that too. Check it out on both normal and hard. Cursed City, free gear removal, those things kind of go hand in hand. Finally, Doom Tower, if there's a boss you're stuck on, you can go all in on it in a huge way, right? So let's say it's the Eternal Dragon or something. Let's say it's the Nether Spider. You can put your best gear on the most optimal units and really hammer that out. And you should be able to get it done if you had the gear to help you clear the previous stages, right? Unless you're completely unequipped with the proper champions, by loading your best gear onto the most relevant champions you have for that content, you should enable yourself to make a pretty major push. The final 4th thing I did want to talk about, this one's pretty simple, and you don't have to worry about it till too late, but at the end of the event, you can wait till the last day or the last hour, maybe do it a day or 2 before. It all depends on your faction war progress, your Cursed City, and your Doom Tower. I highly suggest taking all your gear off all your units. Now, that's a little extreme, but that is what I will do. Just dump any of the champions that you use that have any gear on them into your reserve vault. This will automatically give you the option to remove the gear instead of destroying it, and now you'll be able to remove it for free, and then rebuild your key stuff from scratch. On a much more developed account, this is a far taller order, so maybe you don't need to do it to that extreme. But for me, where I only have like 12 or 15 champions properly built at all that I use consistently, that's something I am planning to do. The cool thing you can do by stripping them all at the end is then there's no rush to rebuild them all at once. All the gear's already off. So even after the free gear removal ends, all your gear's already been removed. So you can slowly build them up as you need. So you build your core 5 or your core 10, then maybe the next 5, then the next 5, as you need them. So this is just a really special time in Raid. You can, in my opinion, enjoy the game to its fullest. So do not sleep on this. Thank you again, Plarium. Freaking love this. I wish this was just a thing. I wish it never cost any silver to move your gear around, but I guess that's a pipe dream in this game. I don't know. Do you guys think they would ever do that? Do you? Or maybe there's 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off a month. Would that be too generous? Would that be too much? Is it undermine some core mechanic that I don't think should exist in this game? You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, if you're thinking of starting Raid or you want to start a new account, I've got the best link in the land. You'll find that in the description, the top pinned comment. You get Elenarl at level 0. You get Tagoar at level 10. You get Tayrel at level 20. You get Fayne at level 30. All that's going to happen for you free, 4 amazing champions within your first 2 or 3 days playing. So hop on that link, give it a download. It's a great way to support me as well. Let me know in the comments if you're as excited about the free gear removal as I am, because I'm freaking stoked. I'm going to strip everyone, and I'm going to get to partying. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Fastidious. Share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.